Yo, what is good? We're back with another video. If you're not on the Discord, join it. It's linked down below. It is a free Discord. But anyways, let's get straight into the video. We are doing Power of 3 today. I did a video on this recently, but I wanted to do it on the lower time frames because that's all I use it on pretty much. And I only did it on the hourly chart for some reason. So we're going to be going over the Power of 3 in detail today. Accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. And the concept of Power of 3, it is fractal and it can be used on all time frames. What does the power of 3 look like? It looks exactly like this. We have an accumulation phase, then we get our manipulation phase. What does the manipulation phase do? The manipulation phase stops out all the longs here and it induces shorts to have a breakout entry below all these lows, looking for the continuation lower, but it stops out all the longs in here, induces shorts, and then we get our distribution higher. And the manipulation must happen in a higher time frame PD array. So whatever time frame you are trading, if you're trading the 15-minute chart, you want to be looking for a 4-hour PD array that we are manipulating into, and then get your entry somewhere in the manipulation area or somewhere within the distribution phase. And remember, this is fractal, so whatever time frame you're looking at, you can find the accumulation, manipulation, and then our distribution. So let's get into a few examples in a real chart. So power of 3 can be used on the daily candle as well. Daily candles wicks have meaning to them, whether we are in an open high low close or an open low high close environment. Usually I do not use the power of 3 in the higher time frame, but we will give an example just so we can look at it. So right here in the red box we have Asia session. Blue box is representing London session. So right here, as you see, Asia is accumulating. We have a little move up in London session and it looks like we're accumulating again. So if we play this out, no displacement really yet, and then we get this high taken out on the 15-minute chart, right? We've already stopped out all these traders over here. And right here, now we have stopping out of these highs here. And then if we play it out, and right here, you can see we get our displacement down, creating this fair value gap. Price trades into it, and now we get distribution lower. So another thing you can use with the power of 3 is, if you watched my standard deviations video, is our standard deviations here. So what can we expect? We can expect price to trade at least to -2. So now if we take those boxes off, we can pretty much just call all of this our accumulation here. Right here we can call all of this our accumulation, and the manipulation does not have to be all the way up here for it to count as manipulation. It just needs to stop people out or trade into a higher time frame imbalance. And right here you see we trade into this high and then we get our displacement lower. So right here is our manipulation, and here we get our distribution, and your entry can be somewhere within here, which would be your low risk sell, or you can go down to the lower time frames and wait for another power of 3 to set up. So if we take a look right here on the 1-minute chart, we can see that we have another power of 3. Right here is our accumulation phase, so we'll mark that off in gray. What is our higher time frame PD array? Right here, it's that 15-minute fair value gap. So right here, we mark this off as a fair value gap. What do we get right here? We get our manipulation. So now we have a power of 3 within a power of 3 higher time frame distribution phase. Here we have our accumulation, now we have our manipulation, and now we have our low risk sell on the lower time frame to get our distribution lower. So let's move on to another example. Right here we're on the 5-minute chart, and as you see, price is accumulating in this area. So let's mark this off. Right now we're getting our accumulation phase. And let's play this out. Right here we get a move down. So what are we waiting for? We're waiting for price to trade into a higher time frame PD array. So if we go on the hourly chart, right here we have our hourly lows. So right here we have an hourly low sell side level. Going back to the 5-minute chart, now we have our hourly sell side down here at this low. And if we play this out, we consolidate a little more right here. So now we have another power of 3 on a lower time frame. If we go to the 1-minute chart, we have another power of 3 setting up. So here we have another consolidation phase, and if you know market maker models, this looks like it's going to turn into a market maker buy model. Right here we get our manipulation into what? A higher time frame PD array. So if this is the low, I'm not sure. We have our manipulation. And right here, you can take your low risk buy Why would you want to buy here? Because now we have an inverse fair value gap. You do not need a market structure shift if you can find the manipulation leg. If you want to buy here, this would be your low risk buy. So your stop would be at the lows. What are you targeting? The high of the consolidation. And then we get our distribution higher. And if we play it out a little more, we may target this high. I'm not sure where we go. I just saw this. Nope. Right here, as you see, we take out the regular accumulation phase. So what did this do right here? It stopped out all these longs down here, stopped out all these longs here, induced shorts for continuation below this low, and then we finally get our distribution higher. So now we have a power of 3 on the 15-minute chart right here. So we have our consolidation, then we move down, consolidate on the lower time frame, the 5-minute chart. We manipulate down here. So now we have power of 3 on the 15 and the 5-minute, and obviously on the lower time frames as well. And then we get our distribution higher after we close above this fair value gap. Or if you missed the low risk buy down here, if you watched my breaker block video, right here you can buy on this plus breaker. You see we trade right down into it, then we take out these highs. So as I'm uploading all these videos, you guys can start to decipher how I'm trading the markets. So if you're confused about anything, start back testing all these models. So let's go to a power of 3 that I actually took a trade on this week. Right here on the 15-minute chart, you see we have sell side resting right here. We have a 15-minute fair value gap. And if we go down to a 1-minute chart, you can see what is happening right now. We are forming a power of 3. We are forming our accumulation phase right here. And if we go to a 15-second, you can see it a lot clearer, right? Right here, I'll change this a different color so it doesn't match that fair value gap. We'll go with pink. So right here, we're getting our accumulation. If we play this out, boom, we now have a manipulation right there. That's pretty much the same color. And then, okay, so it was actually lower. Boom, boom. Okay, so here we get our low risk buy in this fair value gap, risking off the lows. And then I took my entry on the 1-minute time frame. So right here, it's textbook. We have our consolidation or our accumulation. We get our manipulation, literally zero body closes, and we want to see displacement lower if we are going to continue. So what did we just do? After this big down move, right? Look at this down move. We have this big down move. We now are getting our accumulation after taking out 15-minute sell side here, trading into this 15-minute fair value gap. We manipulate all these longs here that we're buying down here, trapping shorts after we get down below these lows. Now we are about to get our distribution. And where will we distribute to? After that big move, you can guarantee there are buy stops resting above this high. So what did I do? I waited. Now we have our displacement higher. So now I'm looking for a low risk buy on the 1-minute chart. We have our unicorn setup right here, fair value gap with a plus breaker. What was my entry? It was 16,043.50. 43.50. Put my limit right there, 43.50. What was my risk? It was 27. Boom. What was my target? A tick above here. So boom, what did I do? I waited, boom, filled. This is another entry right here. What are we waiting for? Price to close above this to turn inverse. Price closes above it, right there's your ad. Because we are anticipating all of the bearish PD arrays to be disrespected, because now we have our manipulation. We should return to this internal high right here. And then you can see absolute efficiency to that high. So let's get one more example on the 15-second chart that I took this week. Here on Friday is the trade that I took. I actually killed this at break even because I didn't want to be trading minis after a bank holiday and on a half holiday. I should have just been back testing price. But anyways, this still played out, and I want to show you guys how I took it on the 15-second chart. So if we take a look right here, after this down move, we are now consolidating or accumulating. So if we play this out, boom, 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 boom. Right here's my entry. So why is this our manipulation? We didn't trade into a higher time frame PD array, but what we did do is we formed an SMT. There's another manipulation that you can have is SMT. So right here we have our manipulation, taking out these lows, and now we displaced higher. Notice we never displaced higher. This is our first displacement higher that we get. So this can now be seen as a power of 3 on the lower time frame chart. So we have our accumulation right here, and now we have our manipulation having a SMT with the ES, and now we get our distribution higher up to this high. So now we have another unicorn setup right here. This was my entry. If this plays, come on. What are you doing? This was my entry right here. I took it at 1875 and I killed it on this very next candle, like right here at 1975. So 1 point, because I knew I shouldn't have been trading this day. So my entry 1875. What was my risk? It was right off this low. So 7 points, partials a tick above this high, and then runners up to here, which we never got to. But as you see, played out perfectly. So this is how you can use power of 3. I didn't go over lower time frame power of 3 on my last video. So this is exactly how I'm using power of 3 on the lower time frames, pretty much with all my trades. I need everything to line up for me to take a trade. So if you want to know how I trade, you want to learn, join the Discord. It's free. Come ask questions. I answer and I'm active. You probably heard my Discord just going off. I'm very active in it. So join the Discord if you have any questions. I'll be back with another video tomorrow. Peace.